A vital transport link to cyclone-damaged Hawke's Bay is now back up and running. The rail freight service between Palmerston North and the area was destroyed by Cyclone Gabrielle in February. The link breaking in several places, with the Awatoto Bridge completely washed out. Trains are back in Napier 7 months on. Our Hawke's Bay-based reporter Henry McMullen went along to see what it means for the region.
Vital wheels back on track. A ceremonial welcome for the first train along the Awatoto rail link in 7 months. The speedy rebuild impressing the first driver to cross.
They've done a good job of the bridge. It's in better nick than ever.
The rail bridge was washed away in Cyclone Gabrielle. Crews have had to rebuild 2-metre high embankments, lay 3,000 cubic metres of rock foundations and replace 140 metres of rail and 800 sleepers.
But we've had to have some pretty big craneage in. That's been one of the more challenging pieces, is craning spans, getting equipment out over the waterway.
Well, this is the only line connecting Hastings and Napier. With around 350 containers moving a week, it's expected to have a huge economic boost.
It is going to be hugely beneficial for not just Hawke's Bay people, but for the New Zealand economy who actually export and use our port. We all have to actually do it together, and this will be a great relief.
Progress in the region is also being celebrated.
Hawke's Bay is the most advanced in its recovery of all the affected regions, despite being the most affected. And I think that's a credit to the people here.
However, repairs to the rail bridge are being called a temporary fix, as there are plans to build a more resilient track in a different location.
There's a longer term rebuild, which could take between 5-7 years, and across multiple sites, many hundreds of sites, up and down through the Hawke's Bay and up through Tairafti.
While the link is expected to fully open from Monday, there's still no date for the completion of the last stretch of the line from Napier to Wairoa. Henry McMullen, One News.
It's taken 7 months and cost millions of dollars, but the railway line into Napier has finally reopened after being destroyed by Cyclone Gabrielle. A temporary bridge has been built near Awatoto and is a critical cargo route for the international port. Alexa Cook has the details.
A ceremonial welcome for the first train in 7 months to travel from Hastings to Napier. February cyclone tore the bridge apart, leaving the key international supply chain route in tatters.
This is a significant moment in the Hawke's Bay recovery.
It was one of the largest losses of infrastructure from Gabrielle, and repairing the region's railways has cost the government about $200 million.
Each pier, I'm told, weighed about 80 tonnes and was anchored 10 metres into the riverbed. They were ripped up, and as I understand it, they've never been found.
Installing the temporary bridge was a huge job, including 2-metre high embankments, replacing 800 sleepers, 140 metres of rail and 3,500 tonnes of ballast. A permanent crossing will be designed and built over the next couple of years, but this solution will get 350 freight wagons a day back on the move, which is a relief for Napier Port, who've been hit in the pocket by the cyclone.
It's had a big impact, not only on the port itself and our people and the roles and things that they do, but equally on our customers as well and their businesses. It's meant that they've had to transfer a lot of their cargo onto road.
Today's railway line opening doesn't just benefit Hawke's Bay, but the entire North Island, as that one bridge connects up the supply chain from here in Wellington to Manawatu and to Napier for exports and imports, especially meat and timber.
Hawke's Bay is open for business, and I think that's the message that we want to send from here today.
Although this railway line from Napier to Wairoa is far from open, 300 different parts of it are damaged.
The focus at the moment is to make sure that each of those 300 points aren't getting worse, and then once that is done, we'll be able to have a conversation with the region and with Kiwi Rail about what needs to be done.
To decide if it'll get the same treatment as the railway bridge at Awatoto. Alexa Cook, Newshub.